respected teachers, delegates, students, officers, and secretaries. It's a great honor and privilege to be standing on the podium of my alma mater and address the bright future of the country and the world. I would like to personally thank the management, faculty, and organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with you guys. As I stand here today, I can see myself standing amongst you, listening to a guest speaker, be it fighting dyslexia or battling family issues. I have always received support from the faculty and peer group, which boosted my confidence and paved the way to where I am today. It makes me nostalgic to stand here today and think of the time I joined the Canadian school under the leadership of Mrs. and Mr. Pennington, with a strength of just 14 students. And as I left school, there was a strength of 140 students. And I see hundreds of students studying here today. Who knew I would be standing here talking to you all about what this school taught me? The first lesson I learned as a child was how the universe gives back what we put into it. And I realized the true potential when I had the pleasure to serve as the youngest director of the board of the Indo-Canadian Business Chambers. And my responsibility was to build strong relationships between Canada and India. I want to start with my favorite quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, which keeps me going during tough times. It's a quote that really strikes a chord with me. Dream is not what you see in your sleep. It's something that doesn't let you sleep. As an entrepreneur and diplomat, I see the progress and growth of our country and understand the importance of a student's contribution to it. The industry is growing by leaps and bounds, opening opportunities to prove yourselves in various fields of your own interest. And you as young students and diplomats with bright futures and vibrant dreams are going to achieve it all. Just have the faith in yourself. Having been a part of multiple organizations, I consider myself fortunate to represent Namibia at multiple forums across the world. I always dreamed of being a proud citizen and contributing to the nation through my streams of expertise. This dream knocked on my door as an opportunity to be a part of the Namibian diplomacy, and I was chosen as the Honorary Consul of Namibia. Nevertheless, I must share with you, it was a dream that I dreamt for almost 20 years. So resilience is another lesson that you must learn. For the past 6 months, I've been an active part in building businesses, opportunities, and relationships between India and Namibia by promoting several businesses in Namibia and attracting investments to Namibia from India. Diplomacy, international trade, and maintaining relationships between countries are concepts that I strongly believe have to be taught to students from a young age. Learning the importance of mutual support, helping during crisis, and maintaining a global position in terms of trade and market will add unique value to your thought process, thereby teaching you the art of creating transactional and non-transactional relationships. MUN is a forum that teaches you debating skills, negotiation skills, and most importantly, how to talk. Addressing the right questions at the right forums, understanding the perspective of other nations and individuals, and analyzing opportunities to develop the global presence of your respective countries. Translate to multiple magnitudes of skill set in you as you grow up. When you understand why a certain government or organization is taking certain decisions, you will understand the history behind the thought process. Understanding history will open wider growth opportunities in terms of career and diplomacy, which are today's game changers. As an Honorary Consul of Namibia, I had the privilege to interact with some of the best delegates across the world and consultants who taught me invaluable things. I strongly believe that Namibia will soon grow to be a globally important country due to its natural resources and geographic locations. As a sea connecting connection in the south that acts as a trading hub to major African countries, Namibia is beginning to establish its presence in terms of trading opportunities and business hubs. The invaluable natural resources that the country possesses will add value as we are heading towards a global crisis of natural resources. The abundant presence of uranium is a small example of how the technology can look up in this country and support establishments like nuclear power plants. The brotherhood between India and Namibia travels way back to India's contribution to Namibia. A Namibian liberalization which began in 1946. We have maintained a cordial relationship with Namibia since then, hitting the milestones of establishing the SWAPO embassy in the year 1986. India provides multiple scholarships to Namibian students as a part of ITEC, ICCR, and IAFS programs. We have also closely been associated with training and supporting the Namibian Air Force along with providing aircrafts to them. One of the biggest recent milestones being the arrival of cheetahs in India. You all heard about it? We have been maintaining a fruitful relationship with the beautiful nation for many years. The stable SWAPO government of Namibia for the past 30 years has opened up wide opportunities to grow international businesses, including one with India. Along with support from diplomacy, health officials, and educational support, India and Namibia share a rich bond in terms of cultural heritage. If you're interested, you can visit mea.gov in. I'm sure all of you have been on it, to read more about the bilateral relations between the two countries. In the recent past, India has supported Namibia with the supply of COVID vaccines and education guidance through the Namibian University of Science and Technology, and has established trade in the energy and agricultural sectors. As a recent establishment, the first and only Indian Community Association in Namibia was founded in 2019. As a diplomat, I believe that the future holds bright opportunities for students interested in pursuing the field of diplomacy and international relations as we are heading towards a technological era. The supply chain of the world is evolving every day, paving the way to develop new businesses and trade opportunities. I completely confide in you to be the torchbearers of the prestigious forums of the world and take the world towards a more sustainable, progressive, and accomplished civilization. Along with this confidence, I would like to remind you that every high should be your new low, and you must always dream big. Not as a diplomat, but entrepreneur, and as a friend. You could please feel free to reach out to me for my guidance, expertise, connects, anything that you feel comfortable with. It's always a pleasure to learn from the young delegates and entrepreneurs, and I enjoy getting to know you all. Like my father used to say, the moment you think you know it all is the beginning of your fall. I have been a lifelong learner, and I'm humbled by this perspective and innovation of young students like yourselves. I would like to conclude with my favorite lines from a poem, Don't Quit. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit. Thank you.